Hello everyone! How are you all doing today? Today, we're going to be learning a video lesson on how to write a good paragraph. This is an excellent video lesson for you to learn the tips and tricks of writing a paragraph and how to write an attractive and effective paragraph to attract the attention of the readers. So, are you all ready? Grab a pen and notepad and let's get started. So, why do we have to learn how to write a good paragraph? Well, because writing is an important skill for your personal as well as professional life. The way you speak and write reflects your personality. While speaking is rather easier, writing requires a lot of practice. If you want to become an expert in writing, keep practicing writing every day. That's all it takes to become a professional writer. So now we're going to be learning about paragraph structure. A paragraph is a group of sentences about a topic or idea. And so a paragraph has the following structure: a topic sentence, some supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence. So what's a topic sentence? Well, a paragraph begins with a topic sentence to give an overview of the sentences to follow. It clearly states the subject of the whole paragraph. This is followed by the supporting sentences. The sentences that follow the topic sentence support the idea stated in the topic sentence with explanations, reasons, and other details. And finally, the concluding sentence. This is the last sentence of the paragraph, and it brings the paragraph to an end. Kind of the burger that you see. The supporting sentence is in the middle, and it's wrapped nice and snug by the topic sentence and the concluding sentence. So, how do we format a paragraph? Well, there are a few basic rules that are not too hard and pretty easy for you to remember. So let's take a look at how to format a paragraph. Well, first of all you have to do is leave 1-inch margins on the left and right side of the page. This shouldn't be too hard. It makes the paragraph look neat and clear. The next part is to indent the first sentence. So the rest of the sentences that follow each other, the paragraph looks like a square with a little space taken out of the corner. And finally, double space your paragraph. Just a few simple rules for you to remember on how to format a paragraph. Not too hard, was it? Alright, let's take a look at this paragraph, for example. It looks so neat, clean, and beautiful. Now, how is that? Well, it's because it's written following all the guidelines of paragraph writing. And you know what those guidelines are, right? Well, I hope you do. Let's take a recap of the format of the paragraph. Number 1. Whenever you start writing a paragraph, short essay, or letter, you have to leave margin on all the sides, on the left, right, top, and bottom, so that your piece of writing looks decent and beautiful. If you don't leave margin, your writing will look clumsy and cluttered. As you can see in the paragraph given here, how the margin makes a whole lot of difference. Number 2. The next thing is to indent your paragraph. So what does indent mean exactly? It's just leaving a small space to the first word of the paragraph when you begin your paragraph. It signals the beginning of the paragraph. Now, if you take a look at this paragraph, you can see how there's a small space given in front of the starting sentence. That's it. This is what we call an indent. Number 3. One more important aspect of good writing is leaving double space between the lines. So that's leaving 2 line space between one line and the other. Can you see how the sentences don't look so messy and clustered together? When you leave double space, it looks very flawless and clean. These are some of the formatting features you must keep in mind to write a good paragraph short essay, or a letter. Alright, so let's get to business. Let's start with the topic sentence. And what is a topic sentence? We've already taken a look, but why don't we go a bit in detail to understand how we can write one? An effective paragraph contains a good topic sentence. Of course, the topic sentence should be good to make it more attractive and appealing to the reader. And the topic sentence has the following features. It introduces the topic by informing the reader what the paragraph will be about. It also contains an idea or opinion about the topic. The idea is called a controlling idea. Let's take a look at an example. Certain types of insects can benefit the garden. Now, if you look here, this sentence is appealing. It gives an idea or opinion about the topic. Don't you think so? So this sentence qualifies to start a paragraph. The topic sentence must also contain a specific idea. For example, there are approximately 4,000 chemicals in cigarette smoke. Smoke also contains over 4,000 chemicals that can cause cancer. Now, if you can see, this idea is very specific, so it makes good topic sentence. The idea or opinion must not be too general. For example, smoking is bad. As you can see, this topic sentence is too general, and so it would be better if we make it specific. For example, smoking advertisements have a harmful influence on children. The topic sentence usually appears as the first or second sentence of a paragraph. Let's take a look at an example. Have you ever noticed that closets are getting bigger and rooms are getting smaller? Changes in popular culture can be seen in changes to the typical family home. Now, if you look closely, you can see the underlined sentence is a topic sentence. So this sentence gives the reader an idea of what the rest of the paragraph is going to be about. The topic sentence implies the purpose of the paragraph: to explain, narrate, compare, describe, explain causes or effects, demonstrate, argue, or provide the steps in a process. For example, my sister's personality is completely different from mine. Now you can see that this topic sentence shows a comparison between the writer and her sister's personality. Let's take a look at another example. Smoking results in thousands of smoking-related deaths each year. As you can see, this topic sentence gives a cause and effect sort of a relationship. As you can see on the screen, we have two different paragraphs. Now, I'm going to read it for you, and you're going to have to guess which paragraph is a better and well-formed paragraph. Shall we get started? Let's do the first paragraph. My hard-working father. My father is a very busy person. He's a hard worker. He awakes at 5 a.m. and leaves home at 6:30 a.m. He works almost 16 hours a day. He goes to office early in the morning and comes back quite late at night. Sometimes he even works on weekends. He has no time for fun, play, or entertainment. Still, he helps us whenever we ask him. This is what his busy life is. Now let's take a look at paragraph 2. My lovely family. My father goes to work. My uncle is a businessman. My toy car is broken. The animals are in the forest. My mother cooks tasty food every day. The sun sets in the west. We live in Dammam. My name is Muhammad Ali. Tiger is a dangerous animal. I love to eat healthy food and don't eat any junk food or canned drinks. My brother plays football every day. Alright, so why don't you take a few seconds to look back at both of these paragraphs and figure out which paragraph is the more better formed one and well-written one. This was an easy decision to make, wasn't it? It's definitely paragraph 1, because as you can see, it starts off with a topic sentence stating one idea. My father is a very busy person. And the rest of the sentences that follow gives the supporting sentences, so further details and explanation as to why the father is a busy person. And you can see the words which are underlined in black gives the reason. And finally, it concludes with the concluding sentence. This is what his busy life is, which gives a wrap and a whole idea about what the whole paragraph is actually about. But when you take a look at paragraph 2, you can see that it's very messy and all the ideas are all over the place. Let's take the first sentence for example. My father goes to work. Now you can see how this topic sentence isn't too attracting or appealing because there's not much that you can add to it. And even if it was a good topic sentence, the sentences that follow don't exactly give extra details about it. So I hope these examples were clear enough to make you understand what a well-written paragraph should be like. Let's take a look at another paragraph. Trees are useful to us. They clear the air around us. They provide us oxygen that we need to breathe. On a hot day, they give us shade and comfort. We can use their wood to build our homes and to make furniture and other useful utensils. Trees also help to keep the environment fresh. Many species of wildlife depend on trees for habitat. Trees provide food, protection, and homes for many birds and mammals. Thus, the trees have many benefits. Now take a look at this paragraph. Does it seem to make sense? Does it look like a well-written paragraph? I think it does, don't you? It starts off with the topic sentence, trees are useful to us. That's a pretty compelling topic sentence, so as readers, it makes us think that the rest of the paragraph is going to give us information of why trees are useful to us. Let's look at the supporting sentences and see if they really do support the topic sentence. They clear the air around us. I guess that's right. It does tell us how trees are useful to us. They provide us oxygen that we need to breathe. So that's another reason for why trees are useful to us. On a hot day, they give us shade and comfort. So the sentence, again, provide detail about the topic sentence of how trees are useful? Yes, it does. So you can see how all the supporting sentences are only extra information about what the topic sentence already states. And finally, we have the concluding sentence that trees have many benefits. So this concluding sentence gives an overall finish to what the whole paragraph was dealing with. I hope that was easy to grasp. Wasn't it? Let's take a look at another example of a well-written paragraph. Are you ready? This should be easy because we've already done a few before. Let's get started. A dog is a useful animal. It is a good companion to human beings. It is always very loyal to its master. It guards our house, it protects us from burglars, it plays with us and entertains us. It keeps us safe and makes our life easy. It is useful for hunting. Thus, dog is a very useful animal to human beings. So, Don't you think that paragraph was well written? It starts with a very specific idea for the topic sentence, saying, a dog is a useful animal. So now the rest of the supporting sentences must provide certain ideas and details to support this. Let's look at the topics. Let's look at the supporting sentences. It is a good companion to human beings. Does this sentence support the idea that the dog is a useful animal? Yes, it does. Let's take a look at the next sentence. It is always very loyal to its master. So does this idea say why the dog is a useful animal? It sure does. It guards our house. This sentence too gives us more information about why the dog is a useful animal. So the rest of the supporting sentences do the same. They give us extra details and information to make us understand why the topic sentence is relevant. And finally, there is the concluding sentence. Thus, dog is a very useful animal to human beings, bringing it round to a full circle, explaining why. That wasn't too hard, was it? So writing a paragraph isn't that difficult after all. All you have to do is keep practicing and reading more paragraphs to understand how to write a good one yourself. So let's take a look at this paragraph and choose the best topic sentence from the list following the paragraph. This is like a fun game. Are you ready? He works 12 hours a day. He goes to office early in the morning and comes back quite late at night. His workplace is far away from home, and it takes at least 2 hours of drive from home to his office. Sometimes he even works on weekends. He doesn't have much free time at all. This is how his life goes on. Now let's look at the few options that could be the top sentence. A. Hassan is a mechanic. B. Hassan sleeps at night. C. Hassan is a very busy person. So, which sentence do you think makes a good topic sentence for this paragraph? That's right. C. Hassan is a very busy person makes the best sense out of all the three options. This topic sentence gives us the idea of why Hassan is going to be a busy person by providing the supporting sentences that follow. And in the end, you can see how the concluding sentence tells us how his life goes on. Why don't we take a look at one last example? Abha is an amazing place to visit. First, it is a place known for its scenic beauty. Then, there are 3 cable car spots for you to have a thrilling experience. Also, Abha offers a range of adventure activities for the visitors. In addition, you get to visit these exotic places within the city. These features make Abha a truly amazing place well worth a visit. Let's take a look at the topic sentence. Abha is an amazing place to visit. That's a very specific idea the writer has chosen to use. Now let's see if the supporting sentences that he has written makes sense and is in relation to the topic sentence. It's known for its scenic beauty. There are 3 cable car spots for you to have a thrilling experience. It offers a range of adventure activities for the visitors, and you get to visit the exotic places as well. Do these sentences give us more information about why Abha is an amazing place to visit? Of course it does. So, the supporting sentences are doing their job. And let's look at the concluding sentence. These features make Abha a truly amazing place well worth a visit. And as usual, the concluding sentence finishes the paragraph nicely. So this looks like a well-written paragraph after all, with the topic sentence, which states the idea, the supporting sentences, which gives us more detail and information relevant to this specific idea, and finally, the concluding sentence. Coherence in a paragraph. So what does coherence mean exactly? Well, coherence in a paragraph means that the ideas have a logical flow. The relationship between the sentences is clear and one idea connects to the next. One way to achieve coherence in a paragraph is to use a pattern of organization such as time order, spatial order, or order of importance. To use time order, tell what happened first, next, and last. Spatial order is useful for describing items from top to bottom or from side to side. Paragraphs organized by order of importance might give the most important ideas first or leave them for last. So basically, coherence in a paragraph is arranging the ideas in a way that makes sense. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? We just discussed about what coherence is. Why don't we recollect what it is? As mentioned earlier, it's a logical flow of your ideas in a paragraph. We also discussed how we could maintain coherence in a few ways like time order, spatial order, and order of importance. Let us discuss in detail with an example. Look at this paragraph. Let me read it out for you. Listen carefully and critically to understand how coherence is achieved by using some transitionary like first, next, then, after that, and finally. Are you ready? Follow me. I completed a number of tasks to become a writer. First, I learned the rules of grammar and punctuation and style. Next, I read many of the classic fiction books, such as The Sun Also Rises and 1984. Then I took courses in creative writing, especially poetry, fiction, and creative nonfiction. After that, I found myself a job that allowed me to have time to write. Finally, I sat down each night after work and wrote for an hour. These decisions made all the difference. As discussed previously just a while ago, the transitionary words like first, next, then, after that, and finally connect the sentences together, and there's a smooth flow and logical sequence in your writing. Your paragraph becomes so effective and professional, don't you think so? The important point to remember is that you can create a coherent paragraph, one that has flow or bridge between ideas, by using parallel structures, pronouns that refer back to leading nouns, repetition of important words, and transitional words to begin related sentences. I hope you all understand that the transitionary words like first, next, then, after that, and finally make the paragraph move smoothly and logically, and there's a connectivity between one sentence and the other, and so your writing becomes very effective. I hope by now you know how to write a paragraph very well. Make sure to watch the video again and again till you become very confident in yourself. Pause the video and watch whichever parts you think you should improve in. To get more videos like this, please subscribe to ITV Life Skills for You channel. Thank you and stay tuned.